Up next on the Day Beer Review, we're going to be looking at Dogfish Head Ale's 90-minute Imperial IPA, and this is coming in at 9% ABV. Check it out. Hi everybody, it's Rich and welcome to the End of the Day Beer Review, and today I'm going to continue on that IPA journey that I've been taking, and we are looking at Dogfish. Well, let me look at it. It says Brewed and Bottled by Dogfish Head Craft Brewery in Milton, Delaware. And this is 90-minute Imperial IPA coming in at 9% ABV. Now, you know, if you're new to the channel, you probably haven't heard this, but I am not the biggest fan of, of IPAs. So why try it? Because I'm worried that I'm missing out. So I was told that this one is a pretty solid one. Let's give it a try and see. Now, it is an Imperial IPA, and quite frankly, I don't even know what that means. But considering that it's 9% ABV, I'm assuming that it means that it is a higher ABV. Now, I have been finding that the double and triple IPAs have been more palatable to me than, let's say, the standard IPAs. So I'm hoping that this is going to sort of fit into that category of the more palatable IPAs. So let's give it a pour, see what it turns out to look like. So it is pouring sort of a dark golden color. And I am using an IPA glass. I cleaned it meticulously, and I'm hoping that's showing up on camera. The last thing I want is a dirty glass. And it does. It pours a dark golden color, just about a pinky worth of head. Some good carbonation on it, to be honest. This is the first beer that I've noticed the carbonation on. Let's check out the nose. Uh-oh. So I'm getting a generic citrus. I'm also getting a very, I don't want to say it's strong, but it's definitely there. Definitely sort of the grapefruit flavor in the nose that I'm not a big fan of. And that, of course, always has me worried. But the citrus is sort of on the higher end. So maybe I'll luck out and it'll be the citrus that stands up here the most. All right. Let's give it a taste. I will like to say this, it is definitely, this nose is still better than the nose of the Heady Topper that I had weeks ago with Kevin. And Kevin, if you're watching this, I still think that's the worst IPA I've ever had. And for those people who don't like that opinion, I really don't care. I'm not an IPA guy to begin with. And I know Heady Topper is supposed to be some sort of like, you know, God amongst the IPAs, but for me, it just did not do it. All right, let's give it a taste. Okay, so this does not go down like a regular IPA. At the same time, this is definitely not a double IPA or a triple IPA. The grapefruit flavor is there, which I'm not a huge fan of, but what's sort of blowing over the grapefruit flavor is another flavor, and that is sort of a generic sort of citrusy note. Now, there is bitterness on the back of the tongue, but the bitterness is not as off-putting as I was worried it was going to be. In fact, to be quite honest, the bitterness is a nice way of breaking up the citrus as it goes down. It's palatable, but the more I drink of it, the more the bitterness becomes sort of the overwhelming flavor, and that I'm not a tremendous fan of. So yeah, and now the bitterness seems to be sort of like the dominant flavor in my mouth that's sort of like spreading from the back of the tongue to the front of the tongue. Is it drinkable? For a non-IPA person like myself, I could drink one. I mean, this is not going to be one that I would dump down the drain. At the same time, is it one I'm going to hunt down again? Probably not. Now, to be honest, from a cost perspective, if you're an IPA person, for a six-pack of this, it cost me $12.99. And again, that's on Long Island in New York. It was definitely an approachable price point. And again, it's not an unpleasant drink right off the bat. What it is that the bitterness on the back end of this is just a little bit overwhelming. And it's sort of, to me at least, not the greatest aftertaste that I've ever had from a beer. Is it good? Yeah, I could see, you know, an IPA person liking this. Do I like it? Not particularly. It's not the worst one I've ever had. That was the Heady Topper. Nor is it the best one I've ever had. Is it drinkable? Yeah, if I saw this at a barbecue and if this was the choice between this and, let's say, a macro like a Bud or a Bud Light. Well, Bud Light, I still haven't tried the Budweiser yet. I'm gonna have to do that on camera one of these days. Would I pick this over the macro? Probably. Would I pick this over like a Guinness? No. No, I would not. And, you know, like, would I pick it over, you know, an Amstel or a Heineken, which are macros? No, I'd probably go with one of those beers as opposed to this one. But again, that is my very, you know, not into the IPA flavor profile opinion. From what everyone has told me, what I'm supposed to get from an IPA, this is delivering exactly that. Is it a palatable beer? Yeah, if you like the bitterness that you know, I associate with an IPA, it's gonna be right up your alley. If you're more of a stout person, and you're looking for that sort of roasty flavor and, you know, sort of that good, you know, that good malt roast, sort of the mellow bitter that you get at the end of it, you know, that just sort of finishes off, then this is not for you. But again, an IPA person, I could see completely enjoying this. And again, at that price point at $12.99 for a 6-pack, it's a very approachable beer. To give it credit, I do not taste the alcohol. There is no significant alcohol burn. And if you are an IPA person, this may be a good solid beer for you to check out. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed the review. I will see you next time on End of the Day Beer Review. Again, if anybody's got a triple or a double IPA that you think I should check out, please throw it in the comments section. If you disagree with me, I'd love to hear what I'm missing about Dogfish Head Ale's 90-minute IPA. And again, I don't want to say that this is a bad beer, because I don't think it is a bad beer. It tastes like a well-crafted IPA. It's just that I am not into well-crafted or, well, definitely not IPAs. And I thought the Imperial would be similar to, let's say, a triple or a double IPA. And it turns out that I was just wrong. So anyway, folks, hope you enjoyed the review. I will see you next time on Another Day Beer Review. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm going to sit back and finish this one off with a little grimace on my face. Cheers.